I have released a video called Elden Ring is disappointing and here is why. There is like a plenty of idiotic comments here and there, but there is also plenty of criticism that is just worth addressing, so we can go through it. I have like amazing file over here called Elden Ring Apologists. We can actually look it up. You are trying to play multiplayer in a game that is focused on single player. That is your problem, your expectations are just wrong. You should play a game with an actual competitive multiplayer scene. There is no professional Elden Ring multiplayer for a reason. First of all, we had actual Twitch Rivals competition, and there was a document for the Twitch Rivals that was stating that it is esports event, therefore Elden Ring is an esport, and your argument is an invalid, and get fucked, bitch. But yeah, like, this is like one of these arguments of like, well, the game is single player mostly. Very single player. Very single player. Oh, very single player. So fucking single player, dude. All these super single player. So here is the thing. You can play Elden Ring single player, and that's fine. If you want to, just do it. That being said, this game is not single player. It is both multiplayer, it is like a single player, it is like some sort of the social experience type of game, and yeah, it's kind of fused, you could say. Like, there is a fusion between classical single player and multiplayer. Like, this is essentially a game that have the multiplayer components strongly integrated with the core of this game, like to the point that like a multiplayer is actually within the quest lines. Example of it, the Varus quest. It's people being fucking cringe and having that brain of, oh, like a separated single player and multiplayer, like in some sort of the single player campaign, like it would be Call of Duty, but you have like a 2 games in one, and Elden Ring or Souls games overall are not like this. I mean, this argument is gonna be recurring because it is something that so many fucking morons like said already, that like other morons are gonna be keep on repeating that until fucking the end of the day, until they are going to stop being morons. I feel like G has like pretty good opinion on that. Like, a lot of people fucking loves these games, but they kind of don't understand why, and that's okay. And just the problem is that like a clueless community brings a lot of shit takes like this one. Yeah. There is a gamer that's name is father_owl that brought 3 points, and first of them is that it's not a live service game. Then apparently because of that, it is fine that From Software is not patching game. I'm just gonna ignore that for now, just gonna go to the next one, because the last one and the second one are kind of like interconnected, let's call it that way. The second one is, it's not the game's or developer's responsibility that you have content to fulfill to your YouTuber lifestyle. And this is a thing though. In the video I have mentioned somewhere around that it's essentially something that I'm benefiting from if the game is ultimately successful when it comes to maintaining the audience and so on, yeah? I just was mentioning the fact why I, even from the business perspective, let's call it that way, care about the game doing well. But I also mentioned in the video, it's not even about that. I think this is the part here. Let me actually show you. There are 2 problems. First one is related to be a content creator, yeah? Like, I am straight up benefiting out of the game's longevity being fucking something that works. But like, I am firstly and foremost like enthusiast of the Souls games, and that's the point. Yes, this is important for me for the sake of so the game would have a good longevity, but not only from the business perspective. The point is that I really fucking like these games. It's important for me from the player's perspective, so these games would be alive for the very long time after its release. It's not matter of, hey, I just want to make money. It's a matter of, dude, I really like these games. They have so much potential that is not realized. And it's fucking annoying as fuck. So when we are over it, like the gamer is saying that, why don't any of you that spend all this time complaining go find different game? Answer, there is no perfect game with a perfect single player experience and perfect multiplayer experience with constant content updates and frequent balance patches. FromSoft is one of the highest quality developers out there, especially among AAA scene. despite the hard work and quality control we get from them that we don't see anywhere else. All you guys do is whine and complain and shit everywhere about how your ridiculous expectations aren't met. This is one of the biggest like fucking company apologies I have fucking seen in a while. From Software is not fucking good with the maintaining quality of the product. Like, this is one of the biggest scope. Like, I can understand people fucking like this game. I like Elden Ring too, sure. But I swear to God, even looking from the PvE perspective, it's really, like, the game fundamentally has a lot of things that are so incredibly fucking outdated. Have you seen how the fucking quest log is realized in this game? So, this is, ladies and gentlemen, quest log of this game. They took items, made them into the pictures. You cannot like take out these items or anything like that. It's such a fucking poor quality fucking way of making things. It's incredible. Like, the amount of fucking cringe within this game, like, not even saying about like the amount of fucking glitches that you have in this game, like a fucking stuff like zipping is still in the game. Like, you can accidentally get like wrong warped or something like that and completely fucking ruin the progress of your game. I can understand it again, like someone might enjoy From Software and so on, yeah? And those are great games. But being a fucking bitch of a company and being like, FromSoft is one of the highest quality developers out there, especially among A18. No! Sometimes the big studios actually hit, sometimes they miss. From Software is by far not the only one. You might fucking hate, for example, Ubisoft and so on, but actually Ubisoft is a perfect example. The games that I have in mind that were actually dog shit at the beginning and they turned it out to be pretty good at the end of the day is like For Honor and Rainbow Six Siege, which are ultimately kind of multiplayer experiences, so maybe it's not the perfect example, but both For Honor and Rainbow Six Siege were like dog shit games at the release. And they didn't give up on the product, they kept on actually maintaining the product, and yeah, like, kudos to them for doing that. It's fucking great approach. It might be related to Bandai Namco just like cutting the funding for further improvement of the certain games, but at the end of the day, from the perspective of customer, like, the final product is kind of what is important, at least to me. And From Software dropped the fucking ball, and multiple times at this point. So like, honestly, I wouldn't mind if these games would be like live service. I really wouldn't mind to pay for the fucking skin to Claymore or something like that. Would never play a Souls game if it was live service. Can you imagine paying for Golden Arrow? Yeah, like, you're saying that because this is what you think live service is. And this is not what live service is. Like, you can have a good live service or dog shit live service. You can have like a live service, like, for example, Riot Games, like doing with League of Legends. There is no pay to win mechanics, you have skins. And that's it, that's like how they are making money. And there would be like no fucking problem, IMO, for the sake of to pay like a $5 for different looking Claymore. It's always slippery slope, but what you mean it's always slippery slope? It's always depend on what the developer wants to do. League of Legends never fucking did any sort of the pay-to-win bullshit. They don't have to. Like, these skins like bring enough money. What people think of when they think of fucking live service is like gacha games, which is just incorrect. Live service, it doesn't always equal that like they're gonna be a pay-to-win of any sort. It's like pointless freaking fear. I don't know, From has so many irons in the fire at once. I don't expect them to balance for pure perfect deer games. They love a new concept. Honestly, I couldn't fucking care less for balance. Even this comment yet again. Oh, ridiculous expectations. The ridiculous expectations apparently are Counter-Strike, being fucking fair. Ridiculous expectations are so AFK farming wouldn't be a thing and wouldn't waste everyone's time. Ridiculous expectations are apparently ping filter, so you don't have absolute garbage experience by playing with people that have more than 120 ping to you, which makes the game basically freaking unplayable and ruins the fundamental concepts of the combat. Those are not fucking insane expectations, also like standards within fucking industry, that you are essentially fixing something that is insanely fucking broken and just fundamentally doesn't work. Live service might be done like nicely, just people hear live service and they are going full retard mode because they do not fucking understand the concept. So people being fucking literally scared of live service. The idea fucking frightens them. It's not really like people require much. We kind of asked for the basics. There is that entire website called Elden Ring PvP.net, and this is essentially database that allows freaking From Software to have the free way to just look up the balance suggestions made by people that really know what they are talking about, and if they want to balance the game around, they can go here and just yoink the ideas. Like, this website is literally made for From Software, and yeah, like, they already been using that one. Or at least maybe Bandai Namco was sending them the feedback from this website. We don't really know how it works like, but plenty of stuff from this website was already used in one-to-one transition. It's been used already. This comment is great and garbage at the same time. Let me actually read it for you. It's not about From Software, it's about Bandai Namco. Bandai Namco is the owner of Souls IPs. From is just a contractor for Bandai. It's about business and contracts. They probably have some number of patches they are obligated to do, and some period of time, year or something, they need to maintain the game. After that, it's over. From can't do shit on their own. It's not their game. None of Souls games are. It's like any contract job in the world. After warranty is over, only Bandai can pay and ask From to do something. New patches or new fixes. All these years, people talk same thing. It's a shame. From doesn't want to do this and that. Fix this and fix that. Like, do people understand how contracts and business work? Did you ever buy anything in your life that has some warranty from some company? It's so simple to understand. I like the premise, and then like the gamer just failed to understand what this video was about. It's not about From Software like business matter of like ownership of the IP or whatever. It's about From Software dropping a fucking ball when it comes to their improvements to the game. Because yeah, if we are going to go to the Just AI website and we are going to type in Elden Ring, it is true that Elden Ring is owned by Bandai Namco. It is also true that Dark Souls is owned by Bandai Namco. It's true, like, those IPs belong to Bandai. That being said, it is From Software that delivers patch, and they drop fucking balls. I mean, like, let's go to the patch 1.09 update, yeah? And let's talk a little bit about it. So, when we are gonna go through these patch notes, yeah? Then it's going to turn out that here we have decreased the effect of Contagious Fury of the Jellyfish Shield, yeah? Okay, so what happened really? They decreased the freaking power of the skill, but made it so this shield could have been used on the main hand and the offhand, and then took off, and you could use, like, for example, different weapon, which ultimately made this shit like so much stronger. On top of that, the shield made it so that elemental damage, like for example fire damage, like catch flame, when you shoot someone, when you try to hit someone with the catch flame, it doesn't fucking do damage. Let me actually, the gamer is actually using the thingy. Boom, 0 fucking damage. And you know what? In the update, the hotfix, they actually mentioned here that they fixed the bugs regarding the Jellyfish Shield. And you know what? This thing is still in the game. What they did is they actually made Jellyfish Shield literally useless. You could use Jellyfish Shield on, for example, like a Moonveil or something like that, and made it do a lot of damage. And right now, it's working the way, like, that you cannot take off the freaking Jellyfish Shield at all off, but now you just literally cannot use the spells. It just doesn't work. Like, furthermore, in that hotfix, you have also information here about this one. Decrease the poison damage of the Cursed Blood Slice skill. And you know what? It's not true. What they did instead they decreased the poise damage of the skill when you don't have fucking mana. Their bug fixes just fails. Like, they actually fail on fucking fixing the game. And like, after this fucking hotfix, there is supposed to be another one. This hotfix supposed to be followed immediately with the another one. And we are currently, when it was introduced month and a half ago, and there is still no fixes for especially like the fucking jellyfish shield. Like, I'm not even talking about balance stuff, because of course you could fucking argue that, for example, these changes over here in vast majority of the cases made the game fucking so much worse to play. With the insane recoveries, like, you can fucking complain about lack of nerfs for dual spears and so on, but really, fuck the balance changes. I just want the basic shit in the game to work, and that's about it. He has like a one good point that I want to bring. Maybe it would be good idea to pressure more of Bandai Namco rather than like address everything on From Software, because this is true that within the community people being more like From Software please fix rather than Bandai Namco please fix. I think they care more about average players' limited experience with the PvP versus someone with thousands of hours with the game. Most people won't play the game enough for it to fall apart at a high skill level. They probably just want the PvP to be good enough for the average Elden Ring player. And honestly, like, this is actually quite interesting point. I can see where this guy is coming from. Like, my video is not only about like PvP focused experience or high level PvP experience. It's always like that if you think about, if you're going to look across essentially most games that you can imagine, it's going to be mostly people that poured like 1,000 of hours into the games that are actually bitching about them. And yeah, it's mostly because they just see the flaws. There is a reason why Elden Ring, for example, in eyes of fucking Timmy that likes to play some action RPG from time to time, it's probably going to be the game of the year, like to the point that there is not even freaking way that anything comes close, because like the game just works for them. Yeah, you have to kind of dig in for the sake of to find out that Elden Ring has shit tons of flaws. Yeah, I don't know what to think about it though. I think there is actually shit tons of players that just stay with the game, and there's like shit tons of players that have thousands of hours in Elden Ring and other Souls games. And yeah, it's essentially the reason why it is the case is based on the fact these games have multiplayer component, or like have possibility to be relatively easily moddable. Yeah, but like the multiplayer component definitely helps, and I think like it is important to maintain that audience that essentially stays with these games for a very, very long time. But we're gonna actually get to the similar point with another comment. Just 3% of player deaths are from the other players. Only a super tiny fraction of people care about the Elden Ring PvP. It's been pretty bad in every Souls game, and Elden Ring is no different. It just exists to exist. It's like Diablo to PvP. Not to be taken seriously, and majority of the player base feels this way because it's exhausting trying to cater a PvE game to the PvP community, especially one so tiny. Stop taking it seriously. That 3% comes from the Bandai Namco's infographic that was released a while ago, and I just want to say that 3% of the overall deaths in the entire game is like shit tons. I think like people do not realize how much it is, considering the fact that how many times you have died to regular mob, to the fucking gravity, to the boss, and so on. Yeah, if I would have a possibility to look up the sorts of deaths of mine in Elden Ring, there is a chance that despite how many hours I have in this game at the given moment, let me see, I have like almost 1,900 hours, and vast majority of it is actually within the realm of PvP. Honestly, I am pretty sure despite that many hours, I probably have more deaths in PvE than PvP still. Because like we are counting like even like the situation that like I am like distracted, I'm talking to you guys and I'm like, oh, I just fell off the cliff, XD. It's like, you know, stuff like this happens, yeah? Oh, by the way, +1 to the PvE deaths right here. Not even saying that, for example, in the PvP encounter, how many times you had situation in the invasion that someone died to the gravity? How many times you had situation that someone died to freaking mob, got last hitted by mob and so on? So yeah. Let me just use very fire and fun and great PvE mechanic right here. That is not fixed since the fucking release of the game. Like, iteration of this glitch coming back and back. It's fucking ridiculous, man. But yeah, like, you know, overall idea of, hey, the games are pretty bad when it comes to maintaining the PvP side of the game. Therefore, like, what? Therefore, like, you are just accepting of it. It's fucking dogshit approach. Like, you have Diablo 2 PvP. Diablo 2 PvP is not even comparable, because Diablo 2 PvP, for the sake of the PvP there, you had to jump onto the realm of someone's world that just had like PvP enabled, and it was completely separated from the game itself. It's not the case in this game. Like, we were already speaking about the fact the game actually, even within the realm of the PvE focused stuff, like even fucking Varus quest and so on, like PvP is absolutely existing. It's something that is interconnected to overall the game itself. Actually, you know what, differently, it's the game itself. PvP is integral part of this game. When you cannot play PvP for whatever reason, you are not connected to the internet, then the game gives you a fucking NPCs that simulate PvP experience. Bruh, nah, it's just all these people that saying that like this game is haha, it's PvE game and so on. Like, all these people are just in the mindset of as it would be some sort of Call of Duty game that has separated single player campaign, and just like lack of an understanding what these people are playing essentially. So yeah, yet again, like, I can understand that it might be exhausting, like this gamer said here, to just cater to the PvP community or whatever, but the PvP issues are interconnected with anyone that is essentially playing this game, unless they're playing completely offline. So I would say it is quite fucking important to, first of all, to take care of the fucking systems of these games that are dog shit as fuck, that have to be fixed. There is no excuse for the counter-stomp working like it works. There is no excuse for lack of the ping filter. Really, there is no excuse for that bullshit. It's kind of unreal how much molding still spews over having a comfortable job of playing video games. Just shut up and eat your cake. The commentary content, it's not fucking bitching. It's essentially just that. It's a content. I'm making these videos, so every single gamer that's just like watching them might have a good time. Sometimes in the outrageous way, the meaning that they're actually getting upset. It is certain way of enjoying the video that is presented there. Having discussion with the content creator, especially with the channel like mine, that like I am making like around 500,000 views per month. It's not much. It's at least like in comparison to like big channels, especially from the outside of the Souls circles. It allows for having conversation with the community, and I think that's pretty cool. So like, I like making this type of the videos, kind of videos that spark discussions and so on. I think it's pretty cool. It's part of the content that I do not even do that often right now, because Elden Ring is not that fun like it used to be to me. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do a little bit more of that content, but overall, here is like one video of this type, here is another video of this type, but like what? Like there is one video, then you have 7, 11, 12 videos of the gameplay, then you have one commentary video, then you have 2 videos of the gameplay, one commentary video but from completely different game. Honestly, vast majority of the content is still fucking gameplay. It's not really much, and yes, I do eat the cake by doing these videos. So yeah, it's part of the content. GG, my friend.
Report. smoking, them girls unspoken.